So even though, Lula, number one, that is when Lula first comes to office, I mean, he's coming to power after a hideous period of Brazilian history. Uh, First you got Cardoso, who's a very credible, good economist, intellectual, whatever, but he's a right-wing guy, governs from the right, smashes people's livelihood. Then dictatorship from 1964 onward. I mean, what did you expect to happen when Lula comes into office? Plus, he had to make a deal before he came in. Said some things I'm not going to do because otherwise you'll throw me in jail now before I even enter. Before Allende even took office. Before he even took office in 1970, they tried to coup him. The coup of 1973 isn't the first time they tried to coup him. They killed a general of the Chilean military before Allende came to office because the general refused to coup him. this is, these countries have a long history of hideousness. I make it a point in all the countries as much as I can to visit torture centers that have now been converted into museums. I make it a point to visit them because you have to see how wretched the history is. When you meet people and they say, "Oh, I have this problem with MST, that problem with the PT, that problem with PASOL," relax, guys, relax, okay, relax, because actually Brazil has never actually had an independence movement. The country becomes independent because the father gives the son the kingdom. You got to destroy your own kind of feudalism. The racism in society has to be frontally destroyed. You can't just enter paradise like that. You have to struggle. And you have to struggle with what you've inherited, right? So these are complicated matters, not simple, they are not simple. So I get these petty disputes people have on the left. Right now, Tricontinental in May will release a dossier or in mid-May. It's a fantastic text because it's a discussion with 5 leaders of Brazil's left, including Gleisi Hoffmann of the Workers' Party. And the question asked is, what is the weakness of the left? And there's a frank discussion there. The text is very good. So part 5 of 5 parts is on Lula. It's not all about Lula. There are 4 parts before then about different assessments about the broad front versus the left front. Why can't the left combine? What are the problems? Where's the weaknesses? What are the ideological, institutional weaknesses? A very good, thorough explanation. It doesn't have any answers. Why should a research institute provide answers? It merely illuminates the disputes, the debates. And I should say that these are real and good debates, but they shouldn't be done in a bad spirit. You see, if we are all people who believe in humanity, we're all on the same side of history, let's treat each other with dignity and save our anger for our enemies. What happens in the left when we are weak, when we are historically weak, like now we are historically weak, so much of our anger we direct at each other. We direct anger, we weaken each other even more. So we are historically weak, and then we weaken each other even more because we direct our anger at each other. And the right wing is sitting there laughing. They are loving this. It's a game for them. So, how do you manage to both maintain your differences but overcome the anger?